south of Tipton there. This is going to be moving towards the north and east at about 60 miles per hour. Any word on hail size with this?
Looks like it's going to be less than an inch,
Less
so we're
than
not
an
too
inch.
concerned about that. But I'm also watching another circulation that just popped up north of Jamestown.
North of Jamestown. Okay, so that's going to be back north of Jamestown. Yeah, picking up on that as well. Generally, this is not for a tornado. I believe this is tagged.
Tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, yeah, tornado possible tag. So we do have the tag. So we're watching two main areas of shear. I think mainly this is our primary concern, just to the north of Jamestown, about to cross the Missouri River into Boone County. This will be traveling quickly off towards the north, and that's going to be our #1 concern. If we're right in between radar, so we're going to go ahead and switch back to the St. Louis radar and see if we can see anything there. We'll go back to storm relative velocity, and it probably is going to be just outside of the band, so it doesn't look like it's going to be helpful. Let's go back to just radar, and we'll show you strong thunderstorm. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, primarily. Tagged tornado possible. We have a couple of rotations in this. That's why it is tagged as that. It does look like with this new update, though, we have an interesting-looking radar scan. Let's go back here to our Kansas City radar, if I can get hand tracker to behave. There we go. Let's go there.
Crossing the Missouri River now into Boone.
Crossing Missouri River now into Boone County. Okay, so let's get a close look at this. If I can get, there we are, Kansas City, and we want storm relative velocity. Yeah, it's right here. That's what we're watching. We might, I don't know, do we want to stick with this?
I think so.
Yeah, let's stick with it. This is moving into Columbia. A little velocity here. We're going to get rid of this box. Let's track this. We're going to put a track on this little signature, wind signature. Let's take all 4 channels if you want. Let's go ahead and pop in. We're going to give us a second here to get to all 4 channels. Let me know when we're up on our secondary channels here. Until then, let's get a track on this. Up on all 4 channels. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Montauk and Boone County, and we have a fast-moving storm at about 60 miles per hour. This is a severe thunderstorm warning primarily for the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is going to be a gusty storm that's rolling into town, into Columbia. Again, this includes Montauk County as well. This storm kind of extends back towards California, but we're also watching a center of rotation that moving at 60 miles per hour would put it in Columbia in the next 5 minutes or so. This is not a tornado warning. I don't want you to think it is. Right now, it's just a center of rotation. That's what we're watching. Let's get a look outside. We have cameras in Columbia. It's not often we have cameras on the storm itself. Let's go to our KMIZ studio camera. This is me looking to the south and the west. Certainly a lot of heavy rain. Well, it looks like a lot of rain at the very least. We're not going to be able to see anything. That was something we were talking about earlier, which is the fact that any tornadoes that we do see today, we've been on air a couple of times already for tornado warnings. You're not going to be able to see anything. There's so much rain, and that's evidenced by what we have on radar. Let me go back to our Kansas City radar and show you what I'm talking about, because we have a lot of rain. And the reason we're still on the air right now is because there's a tag, tornado possible, with this severe thunderstorm warning. It's not a tornado warning. It is a severe thunderstorm warning till 11 a.m., primarily for damaging winds with this. The main core of this in Boone County, just on the southwest side of town. So you've got Stadium here. And this is going to be Scott Boulevard. Scott Boulevard at some point here turns into Vodder School Road. I believe that may be there. And so just to the west of Scott, out towards Route D and down towards the bottoms near the river, we got at least very heavy rain, maybe some hail as well. A concern with this is not going to be severe hail, but is going to be potential for maybe smaller than severe level hail. Still could see a little bit of that. Again, our main concern with this storm is going to be damaging wind, and that certainly we have a potential for in Columbia with this storm. And we're also seeing this severe thunderstorm warning extend back towards Tipton in California into Montauk County. Any clarification or update on that, Jess?
Unfortunately, no. I'm trying to take a closer look of maybe some broad rotation to the southwest of Clarksburg, which is in Montauk County, southwest of California. It looks pretty broad, but it's been there for the last few scans, so I'm watching that too.
Yep. I can highlight that for you here. I think what Jess is pointing out is going to be here, south of Highway 50 to the west of California. southwest of Clarksburg, north of Latham. We're watching that also. But I believe, well, that's something we're going to keep a close eye on. Well, which one? I believe the circulation we're watching that was tied to the storm, is that the one that's heading into Boone County?
Yes,
Did they specify on that?
They haven't said anything yet, but
Okay.
it still looks like it's right over the border of.
It's hard to tell.
Montauk,
We're
Boone.
elevated right here too, very
Yes.
elevated. Let's switch back to St. Louis and see what it
But
looks
I can,
like.
if you can really hear the rain coming down here at the studio.
Let's go back to camera. I can get my hand tracker. Play along. Thank
Looks
you.
like the heaviest rain is on the southwest side of town, so Scott Boulevard, Barter School Road.
Certainly. Yeah, we can hear that on our roof right now. A lot of rain falling. And again, we want to emphasize, don't go looking for any of these storms. You're not going to see anything.
Looks like if we have any of that rotation, and now it is getting close to, let's see, route near Old Plank Road, Warren School Road, Southwest Columbia.
Yeah.
It's
and
very, very minimal, but
very minimal. And we want to clarify, there's no tornado warning for Columbia, but we have a tagged tornado possible with a high population here. So we want to make sure that we have you covered on this. Let's go, I want to get back to a radar product. I want to show, I think sometimes it's easier to pick things out with our shear. Let's go here.
it's lining up pretty well.
This is what
Broad
we've
little
been
area,
tracking.
yeah.
That's the area that we're tracking. It's really tough to see because we're kind of in between, but let's pull up St. Louis and see if St. Louis gives us a better vantage point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
it
there.
does. Well, again, could be elevated, but it does
Right.
look a little bit better. Don't want to get too centered on that, but that's something to keep an eye on that. And then we're still watching that center of rotation south of Tipton, south of Highway 50. So if you're just joining us, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. We're just keeping a close eye on it for the time being here as we're watching a tag. This severe thunderstorm warning had a tag, severe thunderstorm warning with a tag tornado possible. And the rotation that we're tracking here is just now crossed into Boone County. It's moving to the north and west. This will be moving pretty quickly, in and out before too long. We'll put a track on this. This is moving at about 60 miles per hour. Now, the main concern with this severe thunderstorm warning, if you're in that yellow box at all, is going to be damaging winds, up to about 60 mile per hour winds. Coincidentally enough, the storm itself moving at about 60 miles per hour, and that's going to put it through Columbia in that 10:30 time frame, 10:32. Which we're only about 5 to 10 minutes from that, about 7 minutes outside of Columbia. And again, it's on the southwestern edge of the county right now, Boone County. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Excuse me, Hallsville, 1044, if it continues, but you're not even in the severe thunderstorm warning. So we don't want to extrapolate too far out. But I want you to pay attention to this storm if you're in northern Boone County. This is a southern Boone County and Montauk County storm with two centers of focus for us. We'll pull up velocity, see if we can identify any winds of use, but it's kind of tough at this height. But certainly we'll have potential for those damaging winds with this storm. Radar certainly showing us what looks like a pretty impressive thunderstorm with some pretty good reflectivities, mainly near Columbia. And if we go back to our severe product, we can highlight our severe threats, which mainly outside of damaging wind and that tornado circulation is going to be hail, likely below severe limit hail. That's been the estimation from the from the National Weather Service, but it's very much closely associated with that circulation. So we're watching two strong areas of this thunderstorm. One here in Boone County near the Missouri River. That's going to be pretty close to what, Cooper's Landing? Mm-hmm. North of Cooper's Landing, I believe. But if you think of the Katy Trail right here, right on up into the MKT in Columbia, this is going to be rolling into the southwest part of town. Again, here I believe that is Scott.
Yes.
Scott Boulevard. So just west of Scott Boulevard. That's a Thornbrook area, perhaps. Ferner, if you know where Ferner is. Stadium, Ferner, and then I believe over towards that Thornbrook area, that side of town, the very southwest corner of town. This is going to be moving to the north pretty quickly at a speed of about 60 miles per hour. So I would estimate that we'll see a nice change with each radar bump. And again, the reason we're on air for a severe thunderstorm warning, I don't want to be too liberal with our use of this. I want to make sure you know why we're here. It's because we're monitoring a little bit of circulation moving into Boone County, and especially in a high population area. We want to make sure we keep an eye on that for you and keep you aware that this is a storm you need to pay attention to. And we've had a history so far this morning of these little shear markers turning into storms with better rotation. And it looks like we're maybe watching another one, maybe up peaking there near Sturgeon.
Oh, yeah.
Another one just to the, to the east of Sturgeon there near Centralia. Again, not even a severe thunderstorm warning at the moment, probably not much organization with it, but something we're keeping an eye on. Jess, do you want to stick with this, or do we want to toss this back to programming?
I think we're okay right now. It looks like the last scan has kind of really broadened anything out, getting close to Columbia.
Okay. So,
But I do want to just let you guys know we have some crews heading to Cooper County to check on some storm damage in Pilot Grove, and it looks like state troopers are there. It said there is significant storm damage in Pilot Grove, and we have meteorologist Chance Gotch who's heading there now. We also have our news crew, so we'll have some updates probably coming up on ABC 17 News at noon.
yeah, updates on that. Do we know if the road is still closed there, 135 up to
As
I-70?
far as I know, let me check the MoDOT map really quick.
Okay.
MoDOT traveler map. We had reported earlier it was I-70 is Cooper County 135 that was closed, and it looks like it's still closed.
Okay, so that's
it's from Pilot Grove up to I-70. Cooper County 135 is still closed.
okay. 135, not I-70. You can still travel on I-70, but 135 south closed. We are going to go ahead and toss this back to normal programming. Again, we are going to keep a close eye on this storm, and we will bring you updates if anything changes. Stick with us here on ABC 17 News.
This has been an ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day update.